Good morning, this is Colin Sandberg with Backbone Performance. I'm here at stage 3 of the Tour of Southern Highlands, and we had a couple juniors in there with young medalists. William Walton is sitting after 2 stages at 24 seconds back. Sean Gadish is sitting at 15 seconds back. After the circuit race yesterday, hard race, short race yesterday, but nothing super exciting. Both of our guys got through it safe. Neither of them got any time bonuses, but they're both still in this right now. The road race is going on. They just came through lap 1. Didn't look like a super fast lap. Live tracking still not up, unfortunately, but we'll see as things begin to heat up. So this is a 75-mile road race with some hills in it. Really good road race course, in my opinion. They're doing 5 laps of a 15-mile course. It's got 2 significant climbs in there. Nothing earth-shattering. Nothing that's going to absolutely rip the field apart, but it's enough to do some damage, and as the race goes on, it's going to wear on them. Plus, I expect it to be an aggressive race. You got the Hincapie team in here, you got the Lux team, you got the Hot Tubes team. You know that these guys are going to be aggressive and try to get guys in some moves, so it'll be exciting to see how our guys do. Sean is certainly looking very strong. He came through first lap, I believe, in 3rd place. He was right up there at the front, so he's looking good, and we know the kid can climb too. So a couple things to mention about this race. This is the first race weekend of the year. Today is March 4th. This is a tough one to go into, and it's a pretty long, hard race. One of the things I really stress, I was talking about just stressing the basics yesterday, just eating enough. That is so much of what race nutrition is. It's just finding a way to get enough calories in your body and not feel like your stomach's upset. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It sounds easy, does get a little bit complicated because you have to find the right products that are right for you. And everybody, honestly, everybody has their preferences of brands, but really it's what's right for you, what flavors are right for you, and what types of foods are going to be okay for you. I think for myself and for most people, at least in the relatively shorter American races, a combination of energy drinks, gels, and chews is the bulk of how you do that. Generally speaking, the more solid food you're only going to be able to eat when it's really, really easy. And the more you get towards that liquid side, the more you can have it when you're going hard, if that makes sense. So for instance, a bar, a lot of people can eat in training, but not a lot of people are going to be able to eat in an actual race, just because the times you'll have in most races where you can actually slow down for long enough to unwrap that bar and eat it and get it down without puking it up. Most people don't have that. So then you have chews, and again, it's solid, but should be a little bit easier to get down. But you may not be able to do it when you're not going to be able to eat a pack of chews in the middle of a crit, or at a time when it's really, really hard. You're going to have to wait to a point in the race where it's a little bit easier. A gel you should be able to eat most of the time, and then if all else fails, you have energy drink. So my rule of thumb is the first thing you want to do is look at how long the race is going to be and multiply that. And we're talking races over 2 hours here. Under 2 hours, it's a lot more simple, at least on a one-day race. So here, this race is going to be about 3 hours. I multiply that 3 hours times 350 calories, which is a rule of thumb, and some people are going to be a little under that. Some people are going to be a little over. But that 350 calories represents the sort of maximum number of calories you're going to be able to metabolize per hour. So that comes out to just over 1,000 calories for a 3-hour race. So you look at, okay, how many bottles of energy drink can I take in? Figure you're going to take one with you, get another feed. That's 2. You get 150 calories in a bottle. That's 300 calories right there. Then you're looking at 2 or 3 packs of chews, 2 or 3 gels, and you're there. And it's a lot of food, so this is something you need to think about during a race when you're going to be able to do that. And today, it's an interesting situation because the race started off, it was 35 degrees. It's going to be 65 in a couple hours, so it's warming up considerably. Beginning of a race, especially if it's cold, you're not going to feel that thirsty. If you're cold, you're shivering, maybe you underdressed a little bit on purpose because you know it's going to warm up. The last thing you want to do is be chugging cold fluids to get in your energy. And it might be difficult to reach back, even if your hands are a little numb, unwrap something and get it in. So you need to be thoughtful about that, because what it comes down to is if you don't eat enough, you don't drink enough, you're not going to be able to perform at your best. And so all that training you did, all these sacrifices you made to get here, to get to this race, all the money you spent and the time you spent, it doesn't mean anything. It's all out the window because you didn't eat enough. So it's not an easy thing to do. It's something you need to practice, you need to think about, you need to have a plan. And let's be honest, you're not always going to be able to execute that plan perfectly. But you do the best you can, and you think about, you just have to have that in the back of your mind. Anytime it's easy, you are chugging fluids, you're trying to eat as much food as possible, because you know that at some point it's going to be hard, and you got to be ready for that. So I always say, if you get dropped because you don't have the legs, it's one thing. But I feel like, in that case, you go back home, you train, you work a little bit harder, you make yourself stronger. If you get dropped because you didn't eat enough, it's particularly heartbreaking, I think, because you know that you could have done better, and all you had to do was eat more. So we'll see what happens here. It's going to be an exciting rest of the weekend, and I'll update you later, probably on the drive home. I'm going to be doing the Masters race myself, and then jumping in the car for 12 hours to drive back to Philadelphia. Might need a little bit of company here. Have a great day.